as regards the...
Can't really play this.
Okay, so recent events have dumped various things out into the open, and I was thinking we should go check that out. We should go look at it and find out about more of this stuff. But unfortunately, this doesn't quite work the way that it said it did and what was brought up in the video. Instead, we needed to use a different tool, which is also conveniently on here on rfab.ai. This one. Now, I could use my model, but that would be boring, especially since I'm pointing out repeatedly that there are problems with this technology. It needs to be restricted. It needs to be kind of, held back better, because charging all of free dollars, infinite free money, that you can basically just generate every single day for free isn't really going to work out, especially since the only reason you're doing this is because the people who are using it are the product. What they're producing is something that you own, which also gets into a lot of other interesting problems with this technology, with this issue. So we went in, I blew off a ton of tokens doing this nonsense, and we generated a model. Let's look at it. I wonder who this is. It's very interesting. But, we've got proof of concept. It seems to be working. I've got some issues with it. I may have to work on it. I've got 43 days to learn how to properly snag this and do this based off of the trial system, but I should be able to also just continuously, delete this program, re-download it, and start a new free trial. So, obviously capable of stealing someone else's model. Oh, that doesn't work quite right. Oops. Oh, that's not quite the, okay, there we go. Yeah, it works. There we go. Very nice. Okay. So, knowing that this is a problem, just in general legalistic issues and things like that, let's talk about how it's a problem in other ways that are a little bit more concerning. So, I didn't even plan for this. I was actually trying to get this video out before this happened. Because, people don't care about things unless it affects them directly. I guess people will actually care about this now that there's a likelihood of it affecting them way more directly. So we have a crazy person stalking another VTuber. And they're using AI tools to generate, not okay content, all sorts of terrible things. And now there's a means to just immediately lift to just steal the model and skin suit it and do whatever you want with it. There's no consequences. There's no holdback on any of this. There's nothing that any of these people could really do to stop it from happening. And it's not as if any of the tech-tards who are all about this stuff are going to actually do anything about it either. They're not interested in it. Because when this was initially announced, I was like, oh, you can make anything out of a PNG? That sounds cool. That's also kind of a problem. And I got shouted down. So I guess it's gonna just still be a problem, and people like Celestium are just gonna have to put up with it. There's There's no standards. There's no value on any of this. This doesn't even get into like the legalistic issues of, hey, I used an AI to produce something. Does it have an actual author? Is it public domain, or does it default to the person who's producing and giving me the tools? Obviously, it's, I don't know, man. Maybe it's going to the person producing the tools. They allowed me to do it for free. So it's kind of a problem. It's kind of a problem and a half. But who cares? You got to do something super, super cheap because, using a PNG that you got made into a PNG tuber for $50, $20, whatever, or even just looked up how to do it yourself, that's too expensive for you. That's too time consuming. Actually being the person who owns something of yours, that's way too ridiculous. I'm just waiting till a Chinese company realizes that this is a giant, like, legalistic money pit that they could just suck everyone down into and start, like, putting out tons and tons of these types of tools everywhere for everyone to use for free. But in the TOS, it basically says that, by using this, you're agreeing to their terms. And then the actual terms of service are in, like, super obscure Chinese that can't even be translated properly. So people will just go for it, not realizing they're signing away their rights. Because, letting corporations do whatever they want is apparently the way to go. That's the solution. That's the answer. It's absolutely ridiculous. This technology needs to be restricted. At least put it behind, a paywall. Put it behind a paywall. Put it behind a email verification system, something else like that. Because the ability to steal is so high. The ability to just take all of this stuff, anything that you want, so long as you have a PNG, is kind of a problem. But, people don't care. People don't care unless it's actually actively... Oh, no. Okay, well, that's not good. People don't care, though, unless it's actively going to actively affect them directly, or if they're outraged enough. Hopefully, this will make people outraged enough to realize, hey, this is a problem. Probably not, though, because really what the current argument for this stuff, the auto-generate a VTuber from a PNG argument, is basically just coming down to, I want free stuff. I don't want to have to pay people for something. And you know what? You can do that, but there's going to be consequences to it, like not actually owning your model, or the model being owned literally by everybody. So good luck with that. There are going to be consequences to a lot of this tech. And pretending like there aren't problems already and that they're already beginning to bleed through into everything is kind of ridiculous. So, that was it. That's it for this. Hopefully someone will listen, but I don't think so. I don't think anyone's really going to listen. People don't listen. It's whatever.